a minute or two before we begin. So if you make sure you've got what you need to be as comfortable as possible. So just checking that you've got the right sort of chair. If you're sitting, if you're lying down, that you've got the pillow, cushion, blankets, all those kind of things to help you be as comfy as possible. And then we've got Sandra from Peru. That is exciting. Happy to be here. We don't very often get people joining us from Peru. And Karen, hi everyone from Stockholm, joining for the first time live after a year on YouTube. Wow, a special welcome to you, Karen. That's wonderful. And Fran, hello from Suffolk. It's just started raining here again now, having been a lovely, lovely day. And then we've got Penny from London. And Lucy, hi from myself and Kat in Essex. That's nice. And Jody, hello from Seattle. And Sam in London. And Marita from the West Midlands. Cynthia, so glad to be here today after missing a few weeks. Hi from Arizona, everyone. And we've got Gail from Dundee in Shropshire. Jane from Dundee in Scotland, and Jane from Shropshire. We got Yakub from Saudi Arabia, and Karen. Oh, another Karen in Maidenhead. Kay from Norfolk. Sue, lovely to meet without. Lovely to meet with you all again. And we got Sashu from Naples in Florida. Eileen in Woodstable. So yeah, wonderful. We've got people from all over. So we'll just wait one more minute maybe. Still got people streaming in. But just while we're waiting, making sure you've got what you need in terms of equipment where you can be as comfortable as possible. So checking that you've got the right sort of chair. If you're lying down, that you've got what you need in terms of blankets and pillows and all that sort of thing. Yeah, and then we got Kathy from Hertfordshire, Julie, hello from Sheffield, feeling in need of relaxation after our three small grandchildren and their parents stayed with us over Easter, which probably was lovely but tiring. Kate from Lincolnshire, Diane, hello, Kathleen from Edinburgh, Deb from Southwestern Oregon, Kalpna, hello, dear community, and Elle from Minnesota, USA, Katie from a warmish Cheltenham. Excellent. Okay, so it's 2 minutes past the hour. Let's begin. And we might have a few more people coming in, but I'm just going to close the chat and things so I can't see that anymore. Wonderful. So yeah, fantastic to see you all, and thank you all so much for joining. For those of you who are here for the first time, a special welcome to you. And just to say, this is a very simple half hour where you can put down your worries, put down even having to remember what we're doing, because I will guide the meditation. So it is literally a space to breathe in your busy life. And we have this wonderful community that you're practicing alongside. And even though it's on Zoom, I think there can be still a very, very strong sense of connection on Zoom. So I was thinking what to do this evening, and I'm going to do a practice that focuses on relaxation tonight. In some traditions, some contemplative traditions, one of the ways that practice is talked about is that we're relaxing away from contracted, tight states to rest in a state that's open, even luminous, and has a natural state of spaciousness and ease. So the principle here being that we all have that within us right now. It's just that it's clouded over by all the ways that we go to battle with our own minds or go to battle with the circumstances of our lives. So it will be the sense of sort of releasing, letting go, and resting in a quality of consciousness, a quality of awareness, which is naturally spacious and naturally relaxed. And I've chosen to do this because actually I've got a lot of pain today myself in my back, and I've got a very painful hip. So I was sort of hobbling over here to my shepherd's hut thinking, oh, what do I need? And I thought, oh, let's do a relaxation practice tonight. And I'm sure that many of you will also be feeling the need for that. So we don't have to make a big effort. We don't have to strain. We don't have to force. It's much more of a quality of resting in this kind of innate quality of open awareness. So it's more that we're letting go of all the ways that we against life, and we're resting back in something more open. So as I said earlier on, I'll lead the practice and your mind will probably wander. That's what minds do. But if we notice that we've wandered, then we have this magic moment of mindfulness. We have this magic choice point where we can choose to come back to the practice. Sort of catch the mind going off and invite it back into awareness. And the practice will be very body-based. If we're in the body, we're present. If we're in the body, in the sense of our direct experience. So not thinking about the body, but feeling sensation, feeling breath. As soon as we do that, we're present, because the only sensations we can feel are the ones that are happening now. And the only breath we can feel is the one that's happening now. Okay, so I've got a little poem I'll also read. I think it's a Japanese Zen poet called Shaiton. But I'll just lead us in first of all, and then I'll read the poem. So the first thing to do is to settle into the position that we've chosen. And if you want to, you could close the eyes lightly. Just let the eyelids come naturally together. Of course, it's fine to leave your eyes open if you'd prefer, maybe lowering your gaze. It's completely up to you. And let's let the body really rest down into the support beneath it. If we're sitting on a chair, allowing the weight to rest down through the bottom, through the back of the legs, through the feet, having the hands resting on the legs or in the lap. If we're lying down, feeling the points of contact in the back of the body resting into the bed or the floor, the back of the head into the pillow. And you can either have your arms outstretched at the sides of the body, palms upwards, or have the palms of the hands resting on the hips or the belly or the ribs, palms downwards. It's completely up to you. And of course, if you get very uncomfortable during the practice and you feel you'd like to move, then by all means move. That's fine. Just being receptive to what you need as we practice together. And if you want to, you could take a few deeper breaths. Breathing in, and then on the out breath, release and yield and settle a little bit more. Do that a few times if you'd like to. Deeper in breaths, and then letting go of the holding, the contraction, the tightness with each out breath. And to help this, we can have this quality of yielding and settling into the support beneath us. And then when you're ready, allowing your breathing to find its own natural rhythm. There's no need to force or alter the breath. Just allowing breathing in and out of the body and resting our awareness inside that experience. As we allow the weight of the body to rest down, there may be a corresponding sense of lightness arising in the body. Maybe a sense of the body releasing a little bit into length and space. As we release gripping, holding on, let the body rest, let the body open. So here are the few words from Shaitan, from Song of the Grass Roof Hermitage. Relax completely. Let go of hundreds of years. Open your hands and walk, innocent. Relax completely. Let go of hundreds of years. Open your hands and walk, innocent. Of course, there's some of us here who can't walk, of course, so just adapting that to your own circumstances. This idea of opening the hands. It's a very sort of open, relaxed stance to have open hands. And let go of hundreds of years. Feeling the burdens falling away from the body, heart, mind, as we sit here, as we lie here. And to help this, we'll go a little bit more deeply inside the body. If you notice areas that feel tight, with its gripping, maybe resistance, tension. In the noticing, seeing if we can drop back into a yielding quality where the weight of the body is resting into the support beneath us. We're letting the body be held rather than gripping inside the body. So to begin with, let's allow awareness to pour down through the body and to feel the feet and the legs. So allowing awareness to go right inside. Feeling the sensations of contact between the feet and the legs and the chair or the bed or the floor, whatever it is that we're resting on. Letting that contact be open, the quality of rest, rather than resistant or fighting the support beneath us. Maybe there's a quality of warmth or coolness in the legs. Maybe sensations are intense. Maybe they're dull. The main thing is that we rest right inside. Maybe there's an experience we would label as pain. So come right inside, seeing if we can notice the way this experience we label pain isn't a thing, it's not static, but it's a flow of sensations. Let them flow through the moment. releasing contraction, releasing resistance, and resting. And coming up to the buttocks and the hips. Again, seeing if we can allow the weight to drop down through this area. Softening, gripping, and allowing the buttocks, hips to be held by the support beneath us. Feeling inside the sensations flowing through the moment, just as they are. And let's come inside the belly, soft front of the body. Allowing the belly to open a little bit on the in-breath, subside on the out-breath. Letting this be natural, there's no need to force. Still got this quality of rest in the whole body. And then the natural flow of breathing, massaging the abdomen, massaging the belly. And the chest. Opening and subsiding with each breath cycle, resting right inside. And coming now inside the whole back of the body. Let's come back down to the buttocks first of all, and if the buttocks are now gripping, let's see if we can let them soften again, yielding into the chair, into the bed, into the floor. So we're training in a restful quality rather than a tight gripped quality. Letting ourselves be held by whatever we're resting upon in any given moment. It's a profound training. And allowing awareness to pour up into the lower back, the curve, the shape. Maybe breathing is showing up in the lower back. Gentle rhythm. Don't worry if it isn't. And the middle back. And the upper back. Back of the ribs, lungs, spine, shoulder blades. And coming to the shoulders. Just noticing if there's gripping in the shoulders. Seeing if we can allow the shoulders to fall away from the midline of the body, resting into gravity. Checking that the hands are supported so we don't have to hold onto the arms with effort. And letting awareness pour through the arms. The upper arms, elbows, lower arms, hands. Letting the hands rest into the support beneath them. Let the fingers be soft. Coming back up the arms, and let's allow awareness to rest in the neck and the head. If we're sitting, let the head be poised on top of the spine. If we're lying down, let the head rest into the pillow or the cushion. Let's see if we can let the jaw, lips, tongue be soft. Cheeks soft, eyes soft, forehead soft. Imagine that the brain is soft inside the head, just resting. And broadening to be aware of the whole body. This experience, we label body as if it was a static thing, but we're resting inside the experience of the flow of embodiment, moment by moment. Yielding, resting into the support beneath us, and allowing everything to flow through the moments. And awareness itself is open, unbounded, letting go of all the hard edges. And likewise, our emotional or mental experience flowing through the moment, seeing if we can soften gripping, fighting, resistance, grabbing hold. We just rest in this open field of awareness. It's always been here waiting for us. Every time we get tangled up in the noticing, we can simply release. Drop back inside the body, drop back into presence, letting the body be held by the chair, the bed, the floor, whatever it is. We're moving from contraction to resting again and again in these moments of awareness. Now letting go of any effort whatsoever as we rest even more deeply. And now let's begin to bring the formal practice to a close. We could perhaps form an intention to take this quality of awareness with us into whatever's coming next. And then beginning to make tiny movements, maybe the fingers, maybe the toes, whatever's comfortable. And notice the impulse to grip. to rush ahead of ourselves, and see if we can stay inside the gentle movements, keeping them soft, keeping them fluid. And gradually coming into bigger movements, however we want to. Opening the eyes when you're ready. Coming back to the screen if you want to, or of course you can keep practicing. Good. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And thank you, Mark, as always, for doing the tech. So for those of you who are new, I will stay on for a little bit at the end, and people share in the chat box what they noticed in the practice, which is always very interesting, I think. And I always read it out because we sometimes have people here who find it difficult to read the chat box. And Mark, could you please find the details of the mindfulness and nature retreat? Because I think I've just mentioned that briefly. Thank you. Yeah, so just before we go on to that, just to let you know that at I think it's the last week in May, I'll be co-leading a retreat at a beautiful, beautiful retreat center just across the field from where I live, called Adhisthana. It's going to be hybrid, so we'll be streaming it anywhere around the world. And it's got very beautiful gardens there. So we'll be streaming the gardens, meditating outside sometimes, also meditating inside. But I wanted to mention it after that practice because something I've been thinking about is, we can think mindfulness of nature is sort of I'm here looking at nature and enjoying it. So there's this kind of separation, if you like, between me observing nature. But one of the things we'll be doing on the retreat is trying to rest very, very deeply inside the flow of experience. And then we're not watching nature. It's like we are part of this amazing world all around us. Sometimes I get this phrase, this breathing, seething, shimmering world. This breathing, seething, shimmering world. So we'll be resting very, very deeply in the kind of quality that hopefully you've had a little taste of this evening. So I thought I'd just mention that in case you're interested. And for those of you who join online, we've got lots of exciting ways for you to fully participate from home. Yeah, good. So thank you, Mark, for putting that in the chat box. Okay, so let's see what people are saying. So, Urmila, thank you for relaxation. I feel much easier and feel my breath again. It's interesting, isn't it? Feel my breath again. It's interesting how we can lose our breath, can't we? And then we feel it again. Wonderful. And various other people saying thank you. Kate, lovely deep place. Thank you. Yeah, so interesting, isn't it? That 20 minutes of 25 minutes of unwinding, unpeeling, we can end up in a deep place through doing almost nothing. How wonderful is that? And Gail, thank you. Just what I needed after a busy day. And then Victoria, question: how do we maintain focus when we are completely overwhelmed by anxiety? Should we silently repeat your meditation instructions? That's a really great question. I think it really is a case of just simply coming back to the body, coming back to presence again and again and again and again. And every time you do that, you're unhooking from the anxiety for that fraction of a second, even if you bounce back again. And then I think as well, sometimes we can breathe with the anxiety, for example, rather than thinking that I want to escape the anxiety and come back to my breath. But if the anxiety is very strong, we just bounce back into the anxiety again. So then let me just breathe with the anxiety. And very gradually, you're shifting some of your awareness and your attention away from the anxiety back to the breath. Yeah, but we go to the gym to build physical fitness, and in a way, this is the gym for the mind. Just by training and softening even a tiny, tiny bit the tangled upness that we can feel with anxiety. That's training. You're unwinding a habit and learning a new habit. But if it's very strong, so just breathing with it can also be helpful. Good. I can see you nodding out there, so that's good. Um, Joanne, your soothing meditation was accompanied by a beautiful bird song from outside. Lovely way to spend an evening. Yeah, beautiful. So that's lovely, isn't it? That you allowed in those sounds into your meditation. Oh, Lizzie, I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I didn't know who I was or where I was, but I do feel more relaxed and hope you feel more comfortable too, Vidyamala. I do, actually. It was just what I needed. Um, yeah, so even, that's interesting. Even if we go to sleep in a meditation, which we might think is not really what we're supposed to be doing or we would ideally do, but very often, there is a quality of rest that can happen that's slightly different from just having a nap. I think the words probably do go in on some level. So I'm glad you feel more relaxed now, Lizzie. Jody, I'm experiencing intense belly pain these last few days. I noticed that it was initially difficult for me to settle in, and then I was able to really allow the chair to support me and experience some letting go. Yeah, excellent. So again, that's very typical. You've got intense pain. It's difficult initially to settle because the pain is taking up a lot of energy. It's calling a lot of energy. But then allow the chair to hold you, and then there's a little bit of letting go. Because when we've got pain, we often tighten around it and we sort of lift. We're also trying to escape the body, so we sort of lift away from the body, and that just creates a lot of extra tension. I mean, it's amazing, really, that we go around our lives and we're always supported by something underneath us, be it the earth or the floor or a bed. It's remarkable, really. Good. Oh, Kay's looking forward to the retreat. Brilliant. I'm glad you're coming, Kay. Um, and Karen, thank you. I realized I spent several hours today fighting regarding support and help for my husband, for whom I'm a carer. I hadn't realized how tense I'd become. Feeling relaxed now. Thank you. That's wonderful, Karen. That you've been able to relax more now. And it's interesting, isn't it, when we spend hours, that's a very demanding activity, fighting to get the support and help you need for your husband for whom you're a carer. So I'm so happy that you've created this time for yourself. You've come to the practice and you've experienced a little bit of relief. Kathy, I spent a lot of time with people last week, so the gift of solitude, calm, and embodiment was lovely. Yeah, it's such a relief, isn't it? Just kind of giving ourselves a chance to stop and come back to the body and presence. And Hazel, thank you so much. My body feels really relaxed and soothed. Love the word yield and relax. Yes, yield is one of my favorite words. Got a very kind of onomatopoeic quality. Yeah. Um, and someone on YouTube, Vessi, has said pain has definitely subsided. Sue, I thank you. I had a lovely feeling of floating and freedom. That's beautiful. Floating and freedom. And then Alison, I love the phrase flow of embodiment, connecting to how nothing is fixed, but is emerging moment by moment. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? We can think of the body as this kind of lump, particularly when it's hurting, it becomes very sort of static and rigid, and then we're sort of trapped inside this horrible experience. And even embodiment can sound a bit static, but a flow of embodiment or a flow of embodying is perhaps more accurate. And then we can connect to how nothing is fixed, but is emerging moment by moment. So all the fixity that we have in our lives is entirely created by what our minds do in relation to experience. Fran, the space enables me to settle and come back to my breath. That helps me savor the moment. Where's it gone? Helps me savor the moment and supports both my physical and mental well-being. Oh, Katie, it's been an intensely stressful few weeks in the business front where my faith in humanity has been sorely tested. However, I'm not going to let myself contract around the difficult experience and learning. And this evening's practice really helped me to keep flowing, moving, and around it. This relaxing amidst the emotional storm felt like quite a militant act. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm sorry it's been hard for you, Katie, but yeah, you're not going to let yourself contract. That's fantastic. Yeah. And sometimes I lead a retreat called Compassionate Warrior Training. And it's named quite intentionally because it's training compassion, but we sometimes do need a warrior stance against the juggernaut of our habits and the juggernaut of, oh, I can't stand it. And then we contract and possibly give up. So a militant act, very good. A compassionate militant act. And Donna, after 2 significant bereavements over the last few weeks, I actually felt calm for the first time. Oh, so sorry to hear about your bereavements, Donna, but wonderful that again you've given yourself this time and you've been able to come back. Yeah, come back to yourself. Yeah, I can see you out there. It's really fabulous. And Miriam, I'm not sure if the beautiful bird song was here or coming from your end, but together with your soothing voice and guidance, it all contributed to a sensation of ease and softness. It's quite wonderful, isn't it? The bird song and presence and hopefully a soothing voice. And those conditions led to ease and softness. Good. Okay. And then there were many other people saying thank you and so on. Wonderful. So thank you all very much, everybody, for coming. I'm pleased to report I feel a lot better than I did before. So yes, thank you for making sure that I did this rather than something less worthy with this half hour of my life. And yeah, the nature retreat link, maybe you could just pop that in again, Mark. Just say I'm really looking forward to this nature retreat. I think it's going to be very deep, is my sense, and hopefully pleasurable. You know, we could all do with some pleasure, couldn't we? Simple pleasure. So thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody, and see you all next week. Oh, look, Victoria's doing the heart thing. Let's see if I can do that. Yes, very good. Play around with our Zoom effects. Oh, look, Angela's saying that's wonderfully eased the pain of my cracked rib. Thank you. Well, I'm sorry you've got a cracked rib, but I'm glad it's eased the pain. Fantastic. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Vidyamala. See you all soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye,
now.
everybody.
Thanks very much.
Be well.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone.